So the video previously cut off just a little bit on that last problem. If you need help finishing it, call me over and I will gladly help you. Now we're going to talk about point reflection in the origin. It could be, the mapping could be written like this, or it can be written with the rotation origin down at the bottom. The mapping is the opposite of x, the opposite of y. So 2, 5 would map to negative 2, negative 5. Negative 3, 1 would become the opposite of negative 3 is 3, the opposite of 1 is negative 1. So I'm going to let you finish those three yourselves, and you can check with me when you're finished. On to number 12. 12, negative 2, negative 5. Negative 1, 1, 1, negative 2. So here is our picture. Now, if we were going 270 degrees, that would be 90, 180, 270. That's the same as going 90 degrees in the opposite direction. So 90 degrees clockwise. So once again, we could take our straight edge. We could draw to the origin. And then if we're going 90 degrees this way, then this means my arm has to come up this way, which means it's going to come up somewhere in this area. Now, what we know is when it comes over here that x and y has to switch places. So 5 and 2 have to switch places. And we know that 5 is going to be negative because x is negative over here. And we know 2 is going to be positive. So we're a little bit off. Oh, sorry, right here. Actually quite a bit off. But that's obvious that that's not a right angle anyways. I didn't realize that was so bad. That's much better, isn't it? A prime. So let's erase our lines so we don't get confused. And let's do B. So here's B to the origin. Now remember, we're going this way, so our arm has to open up this way and a right angle this way. Now, we know that B was 1, 1. They have to switch places, 1 and 1. X is positive, Y is positive. So B prime. C, if we go, and then it opens up, so that means it would be going this way. So C is going to be over here somewhere. 2, negative 2, so it's going to become, sorry, that's 1, negative 2. So 1 and 2, so they've got to switch places, so 2 and 1. So we're going to have negative 2, negative 1. And what happened? Our Y became in the X spot, and our X became opposite and into the Y spot. Okay, so the next thing we're going to talk about is identifying a rotation. And identifying a rotation, you can kind of look at it like we did with these by drawing to the origin. So there's my image, my pre-image, and here's my image. Well, what does that appear to be? A straight line. Let's look about the ends. Here's N, here's the origin. Makes a straight line. So this would be a rotation of 180 degrees. Okay, here's A. So let's, oh, nope, here's A. Let's go to the origin. And let's go to A prime. Do you see a 90-degree angle? And it went from here this way. So that is a positive 90 degrees. Those of you up for the challenge, have at it. Here's the summary. A rotation is a transformation that turns a figure around a fixed point called the center of rotation. Notice that this is a rotation. This is not a rotation. It doesn't have to be on the fixed point. A summary of our rules. 90 degrees. It's the opposite of YX. You can read these. Now remember, 180 just switches signs, are the opposites. And then the other two switch places, as well as one of them becomes negative. So here is your exit ticket that I'd like for you to hand in. And now I'm going to give you some homework handouts for us to work on the rest of the class period. Thank you.